In a world obsessed with instant results,
That's taking Hollywood and America by
a new trend has emerged from the shadows of social media.
How much weight did you lose? 25 kilos?
Life-changing weight loss.
Ozempic, wegovy, and Mounjaro are drugs experiencing a big surge in use for weight loss.
There are a million ways to lose weight. Why not do it through something that isn't as boring as working out?
Promising a shortcut to the perfect body.
These injectable drugs to reduce their body weight.
It's a story of allure and danger, of hope and devastating consequences.
Trials, nausea was felt by 20% of patients on Ozempic, 44% of patients on wegovy, which is a higher dose of Ozempic, essentially for weight loss. The FDA has said it's received some reports of stomach paralysis among patients taking the medicines. They don't know if the medicine.
This is the story of the deadliest weight loss journey, a case of Ozempic.
Experts are warning there could be another side effect from this often unsupervised use of Ozempic: death.
1,500 lawsuits have been filed over adverse side effects, with the liability estimated at more than $2 billion.
Ozempic, celebrated as a miracle shot, a miracle jab, or a magic bullet. But what is the true cost of this so-called miracle? And how did a drug designed to save lives become a potential threat to an entire generation? There's been a powerful appeal of the drug, particularly in Kenya, a society grappling with rising obesity rates and the cultural shift away from traditional ideals of beauty, where a larger physique was once seen as a sign of wealth and prosperity. This documentary will delve into the science behind Ozempic, exploring how it works and how it was created. We'll then shift to the Kenyan context, examining how a potent combination of celebrity endorsement, social media hype, and a thriving black market has fueled the drug's off-label use for weight loss. Through interviews with medical experts, affected individuals, and a closer look at shocking case studies from around the world, we will uncover the hidden dangers of this magic shot. This is not just a story about a drug. It is a story about us, our desires, our vulnerabilities, and the deadly price we might be willing to pay for the perfect body. Ozempic is the brand name for a medication called semaglutide, a synthetic hormone that belongs to a class of medications known as the GLP-1 receptor agonists. This synthetic hormone mimics the action of a naturally occurring hormone in the human body called glucagon-like peptide 1, which helps the body release insulin to lower blood sugar and reduce appetite, thereby promoting satiety and weight loss. Ozempic is primarily approved for the management of type 2 diabetes in adults whose blood sugar levels are poorly controlled by other treatments. In simpler terms, Ozempic was designed to manage blood sugar levels among type 2 diabetic patients. Weight loss is just a side effect of using this drug. Not only does this drug help patients diagnosed with type 2 diabetes with inadequate blood sugar control to manage their condition, but it has been shown in clinical trials that it can help type 2 diabetes patients reduce the risk of a major cardiovascular disease such as heart attacks and strokes. And I want you to get that clear. This should not serve as justification for its role in preventing major cardiovascular diseases. The key information here is that it helps type 2 diabetes patients reduce risks of developing major cardiovascular issues, not you who wants to lose weight. Ozempic's official website explicitly states that Ozempic is not a weight loss drug, despite the potential for weight loss as a side effect. The drug itself is not inherently evil, but rather a powerful tool that can be misused. Ozempic is a prescription-only medicine, and a major issue that arises with its abuse is the sale of fake medications mimicking Ozempic. These are the ones that pose a menace. Also, the misuse of Ozempic for weight loss is another major issue. This life-changing drug has been widely abused, turning into a life-threatening weight loss intervention. While the drug was being studied and used for diabetes, doctors and patients began to notice a dramatic and consistent reduction in body weight. For us to understand why this supposedly great medical intervention turned into a death juice, we have to understand its mechanism of action. First, Ozempic slows down the process of gastric emptying, meaning food stays in the stomach for a longer period. This delayed digestion leads to a prolonged feeling of fullness and satiety, which naturally reduces a person's overall food intake. The second mechanism is the direct effect of the drug on the brain. Semaglutide, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and acts on the appetite centers in the hypothalamus located in the brain, leading to the suppression of hunger signals and reduced cravings. This dual action of making you feel full for longer and reducing your desire to eat creates a powerful calorie deficit, leading to a rapid and substantial weight loss. But this is where a critical distinction that is often lost in the social media hype. The difference between Ozempic and its sister drug, wegovy. While both contain the active ingredient semaglutide, wegovy is specifically formulated and FDA approved for chronic weight management in individuals with obesity or overweight, with at least one weight-related condition. It contains a higher dose of semaglutide than Ozempic. Surprisingly, wegovy is not widely available in Kenya, which means that those using Ozempic for weight loss are using a drug that is not specifically designed or approved for that purpose at that dosage, further compounding the risks of unsupervised use. In Kenya, the off-label use of Ozempic has prompted a strong and urgent response from the public health officials. The Pharmacy and Poisons Board of Kenya issued a public statement warning that semaglutide is a prescription-only medicine and should not be used without medical supervision. The statement is clear and unequivocal, emphasizing that the drug is approved strictly for the treatment of adults with type 2 diabetes that is not sufficiently controlled by other means. Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni confirms that the Ministry of Health has launched an official investigation into the drug's misuse, driven by a growing concerns from medical professionals. Her voice is firm as she states, medications must always be prescribed by a qualified medical professional. Ensure that you do not walk into a pharmacy or a supermarket by yourself. The potential side effects that the Pharmacy and Poisons Board of Kenya has warned about range from mild to severe and include low blood sugar, known as hypoglycemia, eye conditions, acid reflux disease, widely known as heartburn, and intestinal obstructions. Kenyans have always doubted healthcare professionals when it comes to a situation whereby they feel like their right to use a particular product is being controlled. This attitude breeds controversies, like they are trying to ensure that they also get a cut of the massive profits associated with this drug use. But that's never the case. When a nation poisons itself, it is these healthcare workers that end up being burdened with the task to ensure that we all live a healthy life. It is these healthcare workers that dedicated their lives to ensure that their main duty is to ensure that they prevent harm to the patient by every ethical and legal means necessary. The sale of fake Ozempic drugs is not a local phenomenon. Countries like the US, UK, and Canada are also grappling with the sudden rise in Ozempic use and fake Ozempic medications and their abuse for weight loss. In Kenya, the high demand for fast weight loss strategies, fueled by social media buzz and celebrity endorsement, has created a lucrative opportunity for illicit drug dealers. And the result was fake Ozempic pens in the Kenyan market. These counterfeit pens are often not what they seem. According to an alert from Interpol, which was relayed to Kenyan authorities, criminals are taking legitimate diabetes medication pens such as apidra-solosta pens, which contain insulin, and relabeling them as Ozempic. This is an incredibly dangerous practice, as injecting insulin into an undiabetic individual can cause a rapid, life-threatening drop in blood sugar. Genuine Ozempic pens are not currently registered or authorized for sale in Kenya by the Pharmacist and Poisons Board of Kenya. This means that any product being marketed as an Ozempic pen in the country is by definition illegal, and its safety, quality, and effectiveness cannot be guaranteed by the regulatory body. This lack of official registration has created a perfect storm for counterfeiters to operate with impunity. The high cost of the drug, which can reportedly reach up to 70,000 shillings per injection, further fuels the black market as desperate consumers seek out cheaper and regulated alternatives. We've seen posts promoting the drug at huge offers of up to 50%. This creates a market that ensures counterfeit products that suit the high demand for the drug at low cost to the unknowing public. In their quest for a quick fix, many Kenyans are not just risking their health with an unapproved drug, they are potentially injecting themselves with a substance that could kill them. The very thing they believe will make them healthier could be the thing that puts their life in grave danger. Kenyan celebrities have been the perfect machine used by dealers of counterfeit Ozempic. They've been the catapult that have shot the popularity of the off-label use of Ozempic and Wegovy. Well-known Kenyan influencers such as Wegovy and Pritivishi have publicly shared their experiences with the drug. Their large followings and aspirational lifestyles have made them powerful advocates for the Ozempic lifestyle. Either intentional or unintentional, they've had a massive influence on their followers who have been battling for years, if not decades, to find a quick fix scheme for weight loss. These celebrities have presented the drug in a positive and glamorous light, depicting it as a magic shot working to fix their deepest insecurities and desires. They flex their images showing themselves looking slimmer and having lost significant amount of weight in a very short span, flaunting how their confidence have busted through the roof of the insecure dungeons and crediting this inordinate weight loss transformation to none other than the weekly injections of Ozempic. But one thing is evidence in this extensive marketing and glamour of Ozempic use for weight loss: the near total lack of discussion about the potential side effects, the need for medical supervision, or the fact that the drug is not officially approved for weight loss in Kenya. Murugi Munyi has openly documented her semaglutide journey, crediting the shots for helping her control her appetite and loss of weight. However, her journey was abruptly cut short when the wellness clinic where she received her injections, Body by Design, suddenly closed down, leaving her and other clients in a state of confusion and frustration. By the way, Body by Design was closed down after controversial death of Lucy Mbui Kamau, allegedly caused by a botched liposuction surgery. This information alone serves as a cautionary tale about the risks of relying on unregulated clinics and the potential for the entire operation from drug dispensation to a major health risk endeavor. Pritivishi's approach with integrated interventions of using Ozempic and incorporating regular gym workouts and a healthy diet. Despite this looking like a holistic and safe approach, the inappropriate use of Ozempic as a weight loss drug still outweighs the benefits of our approach. Ozempic comes with serious complications that needs close medical supervision and strictly to be used only under doctors' instructions. The real-world consequence isn't just a fear-mongering issue. There are real-life examples of people whose health have been devastatingly affected by abusing Ozempic. We're going to dive into 4 cases where people who abuse this drug have seen life-threatening consequences and in some cases, untimely death. The first case study is that of a British model, Lottie Moss, the half-sister of supermodel Kate Moss. Lottie was hospitalized after a terrifying overdose on Ozempic, an experience she later described as one of the scariest things she has ever been through. Lottie, feeling unhappy with her weight, turned to the drug. However, she did not obtain it through a legitimate medical channel. Instead, a friend sourced it for her below board from a doctor who did not conduct any of the necessary medical checks, such as taking a blood pressure or running tests.
So how's it administered? I got it through a dodgy doctor who, it's so bad. A friend of mine has a doctor and he's not like back alley, you know, he's not like, you know, like giving it to me out of like a cardboard box, but like he worked with like a rich family that my friend knows, and so he was kind of doing it under the table, you know, like not.
The most shocking detail of Lottie's story is the dosage she was taking. The amount of the drug she was using was intended for individuals weighing over 100 kilograms, while she was in the 50 kilogram range. This massive overdose led to a cascade of severe side effects. Lottie was left unable to eat or drink anything, which led to severe dehydration. This in turn triggered a seizure, during which her hands and face began clenching up.
There are so many, and I've actually had people message me about like them having seizures and things like that too, which is so crazy. Like, and they got it administered the right way as well, and they're having side effects from it. So it's like, it probably could have been anyone, and it's probably the drug that just doesn't work well with me. But I mean, there's probably other people out there that have had the same reaction. It's just like, it's just scary, honestly. And the amount that I was taking, and I didn't know this, was actually for somebody that's over 100 kilos, and I weighed 50 something. And I remember just really not feeling good. I was like, something's not right. Like I was starting to feel something. And I've never had a seizure before. And my friend was with me and I was like, babe, I need to go in right now. Like I need to go in right now. And I lost like, I function of my mouth. Like I couldn't speak properly. It was like, it's like your tongue says swollen up. So I was talking like this. I couldn't speak properly. And I started really panicking. And then
Lottie has always been a skinny model. As far as I'm concerned, and most of you, as you can see, why do you think she had to think that she needed to be skinnier than she already was? Why do you think that someone who has spent her entire adult life being a supermodel needed to be skinnier when she is visibly still within her healthy weight range? With all the access she had to the best doctors in her country, why did she still opt for the black market channel? Lottie said she would rather die than go near Ozempic again. Leave alone taking it. She would rather die than go near it, if you are taking it in the literal terms. This shows you how someone with access to even the best doctors in a country will never ever abuse that drug again, as she has seen the very real and immediate dangers of using a powerful medication without medical supervision. The second case study is that of Johnny Knight, a woman from the United States whose story highlights the long-term and debilitating side effects that can result from Ozempic use for weight loss without medical supervision. Johnny released an emotional testimony where she describes her experience in harrowing detail. She says, "This medicine made my life hell. The price is too high. You are trading your health for weight loss and it's not worth it." Johnny suffered from a severe gastrointestinal condition known as gastroparesis or stomach paralysis, which has been linked to the use of GLP-1 medications like Ozempic. This condition means that her stomach was unable to empty properly, leading to a chronic and debilitating symptoms. Gastroparesis can cause persistent nausea, vomiting, and a feeling of fullness after eating only a small amount of food. For Johnny, this meant that her life was consumed by her illness. She was constantly nauseous, unable to keep food down, and in a state of perpetual discomfort. Gastroparesis is not a temporary side effect that goes away after a few weeks. For some, it can be permanent and life-threatening condition. In the United States, lawsuits are mounting against Ozempic manufacturer Novo Nordisk, as thousands of users claim they are not adequately warned about the risks of conditions like gastroparesis.
At least 1,800 lawsuits have been filed against it. Let that sink in. 1,800 lawsuits.
Johnny's story serves as a powerful counter-narrative to the miracle drug hype, showing that the pursuit of weight loss can come at a devastating cost at one's quality of life and long-term health. You might still be reluctant, saying that, everything comes with risks, and in many cases medications have side effects, and these side effects are rare, and that the people who are affected might have had other conditions, or they are just a few among the many who saw great benefits. But the truth of the matter is, Ozempic was never meant to be used for weight loss. And these side effects are not as rare as you might think. They are very common. To instill this further into your conscious, especially if you intend to use it for purposes other than that prescribed by your doctor, I'd like you to know 2 more case studies on the use of this drug. The third case study happened in Australia, where the story of Jamie Lee provides another chilling example of the severe gastrointestinal complications that can arise from Ozempic use. Jamie, speaking on an Australian television program, her face etched with the pain of her experience, said,
"Give me my 30 kilos back. I'll take that back any day, as opposed to getting on that medication. If I knew the potential risk, I would never have been on it.
Give me my 30 kilos back. I'll take that over going through this pain again." Jamie, a mother of 3, had initially been thrilled with the results of the drug, losing over 30 kilograms in 2 years. However, her success was short-lived. In early 2024, she began to experience a serious and unexplained and excruciating gastrointestinal emergencies. Jamie was hospitalized multiple times with severe abdominal pain, which doctors eventually attributed to the side effects of the drug.
But then that was really it. I didn't really get many side effects in the beginning.
But in February, her health suddenly went downhill.
I had this excruciating pain in the right side of my stomach. Went straight to the emergency department. They ordered some scans and came back that I had a bowel twist and obstruction.
But when surgeons went in to fix the problem,
they couldn't find a hernia, they couldn't find a obstruction itself or evidence of an obstruction, and basically deemed it to be side effects of Ozempic. I was told by the surgeon at the time that I should cease Ozempic, which is what I did.
In August, Jamie Lee found herself back at the emergency department.
I had these, I described as a bit like contractions. Once again, I stayed at the hospital for another bowel twist and obstruction. They'd done an emergency gastroscopy this time and found nothing again.
And in October, a 3rd bowel obstruction.
I strongly feel that it's the Ozempic because that's the only thing that can correlate to my condition. No health problems at all prior. Nothing of the sort that would make sense of what's going on now.
Although scans did not always find a physical blockage, her symptoms were consistent with bowel obstruction, a known but rare and serious side effect of semaglutide or Ozempic. Jamie's life was plagued by intense pain and repeated hospitalizations. Statistics from the Therapeutic Goods Administration in Australia has logged over 698 adverse reports related to semaglutide, with a staggering 578 of those involving gastrointestinal issues, including 12 reported cases of obstruction. This official data serves to validate Jamie's personal experience and demonstrates that she is not an isolated case. Her story is a stark reminder that the drug's effects on the digestive system can be severe and potentially life-threatening, turning a tool for weight loss into a source of chronic pain and medical crisis. The final and most tragic case study of the use of Ozempic for weight loss is that of Trish Webster, a 56-year-old woman from Australia, whose use of weight loss injections, including Ozempic, ended in tragedy. Webster died from an acute gastrointestinal illness after using the drugs. Her husband in a heart-wrenching interview, expresses his belief that the medication was directly responsible for her sudden and unexpected death. He speaks of his wife's desire to lose weight for their daughter's wedding, a motivation that led her to seek out what she believed was a safe and effective solution. He states, "It wasn't worth it, not at all." This case study is a reminder of the ultimate consequence of the slim at any cost mentality. It moves the discussion from chronic illness to hospitalization to the ultimate irreversible prize, which is death. It is no longer just about the risk of side effects. It is about the real possibility of losing one's life. This case study serves as a solemn and unforgettable reminder that the pursuit of a societal beauty ideal can have fatal consequences, and that the magic shot can, in the most tragic circumstances, be a shot to the heart of a family. Platforms like TikTok and Instagram have become powerful engines for spreading health misinformation and creating viral trends, often with little regard for the potential consequences. These videos, often set up to upbeat music and featuring dramatic changes in appearance, create a powerful and seductive narrative of success. These platforms are designed to reward engagement, and content that promotes a quick and easy solution to a common problem like weight loss is almost guaranteed to go viral. This creates a feedback loop where more and more people are exposed to the idea of using Ozempic, often without the context or critical information about the risks involved. Psychologists around the world have studied the phenomenon of social proof and found that seeing people we admire, like celebrities or influencers, using a particular product can create a powerful sense of trust and desire. Seeing celebrities you look up to using Ozempic as a weight loss solution feels like a personal endorsement. It bypasses our critical thinking and makes us more likely to try it ourselves, even if we don't fully understand the risks. Social media itself is a major culprit of Ozempic shaming, a phenomenon where users of this drug are stigmatized for taking a shortcut instead of relying on diet and exercise. This creates a complex and often toxic environment, even when used under medical supervision, where individuals feel pressure to conform to a certain body ideal, but are then judged for the methods they use to achieve it. Social media platforms played a huge role in facilitating the spread of this trend. Therefore, there is a need for greater regulation and accountability from relevant authorities and the public to protect users from harmful misinformation. The primary ways in which Ozempic misuse can lead to severe and life-threatening harm involves complex biological processes. The first and most commonly discussed complications is gastroparesis or stomach paralysis. The drug's intended effect of slowing gastric emptying can, in some individuals, become so pronounced that the stomach muscles essentially stop working. This leads to a host of debilitating symptoms, including chronic and severe nausea, frequent vomiting, abdominal pain, and a feeling of fullness after eating only a small amount of food. This is not a temporary discomfort, but a chronic condition that can lead to malnutrition, dehydration, and a severely diminished quality of life, as illustrated by the case of Johnny Knight. The second major complication of Ozempic is bowel obstruction. The slowed movement of food through the digestive tract can contribute to the formation of blockages in small and large intestine. These blockages can be partial or complete and are medical emergencies that often require surgical intervention to resolve. The case of Jamie Lee, who suffered 3 such obstructions, serves as a powerful real-world example of this risk. Finally, there's a risk of pancreatitis, or inflammation of the pancreas. While less common, this is an extremely painful and serious condition that can be triggered by the drug. Pancreas is a vital organ involved in the digestion and blood sugar regulation, and inflammation can lead to severe complications, including organ failure. Beyond the well-documented gastrointestinal issues, there are a range of other serious and, in some cases, lesser-known risks associated with the unsupervised use of Ozempic. Because the drug was designed to lower blood sugar, one of the most immediate dangers for non-diabetic users is hypoglycemia, or dangerously low blood sugar. Ozempic can cause blood glucose levels to drop to a point where the brain is starved of its primary fuel, leading to symptoms like dizziness, confusion, shakiness, and in severe cases, seizures, loss of consciousness, and even coma. The more alarming and recently emerging risks are vision problems. A study published in the medical journal JAMA Ophthalmology that found a potential link between semaglutide drugs and an increased risk of a rare but severe eye condition called non-arteritic interior ischemic optic neuropathy, NAION. This condition occurs when the optic nerve does not receive enough blood flow, which can lead to sudden painless vision loss and, in some cases, permanent blindness. There is also the potential for mental health issues. There's a research suggesting that GLP drugs like Ozempic may interfere with the brain's dopamine system, which could, in individuals with a genetic predisposition, trigger or worsen conditions like depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. This is an insidious risk, as the psychological toll may go unnoticed or be attributed to other causes. The dangers of Ozempic misuse extend far beyond the digestive system and can impact vital functions like the vision, metabolism, and mental well-being. A critical and often overlooked aspect of using Ozempic for weight loss is the long-term sustainability and the psychological and physical dependency it can create. While the drug can be highly effective at inducing weight loss, its effects are not necessarily permanent. There is the concept of the rebound effect, where individuals who stop taking the drug often experience a rapid regain of the weight they lost. This is because the drug's effects on appetite and metabolism are not a cure for obesity, but rather a temporary intervention. Once the drug is discontinued, the body's natural hunger signals and metabolic rate can return to their previous state, leading to a swift reversal of the weight loss. We've seen this happen with many celebrities internationally and locally. This cycle of weight loss and regain can be psychologically devastating, leading to feelings of failure, frustration, and a sense of being trapped. This can create a dependency on the drug, where individuals feel they cannot maintain their weight without it. This is not a physical addiction in the traditional sense, but a powerful psychological reliance that can be just as difficult to break. The result is disordered eating patterns and negative body image. The quick fix narrative is clearly detrimental to our health. Sustainable weight management requires a long-term commitment to lifestyle changes, including a healthy diet and regular exercise. The rebound effect serves as the final and sobering reminder that there are no shortcuts to lasting health, and that the pursuit of a magic bullet can often lead to a cycle of disappointment and dependency. Despite the potential for harm, Ozempic is a valuable and effective treatment for a number of serious medical conditions. As we previously discussed, this drug is effective in controlling blood sugar for people with type 2 diabetes. The drug has been shown to reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attacks and strokes. Ozempic also has significant weight loss benefits, and it can be a valuable tool for people who are struggling with obesity. The problem is not with the drug itself, but with the misuse and the off-label use. Ozempic is a powerful and effective medication when used correctly, but it is not a magic bullet, and it is not for everyone. It should only be used under the supervision of a qualified medical professional. The drug can be both a lifesaver and a life taker, depending on how it is used. As a country, we need to address the slim at any cost culture and the societal pressures that drive people to take extreme measures to lose weight. Ozempic craze is just the latest in the long line of risky weight loss trends, including everything from liposuction to jaw wiring. The pursuit of beauty should never come at the cost of one's life. It's time to change the conversation and to start encouraging the safest and sustainable weight loss strategies.